And good morning, everybody. Pat Zemer here with MagnaWave for the MagnaWave office hours on this Tuesday morning. Glad to be here with you this morning. I have some guests today that we're going to talk about a very interesting subject, and that's the treatment of a bald eagle. And so it's really pretty cool, and I've got some video to share with you about that. But I first want to go over just a couple of things that we have available for you, certainly here at MagnaWave. Oh, my overlays are gone. That's okay, no problem. First, I want to tell you about MagnaCon, which is coming up in June 13th, 14th, and 15th here in Louisville at the Holiday Inn. It's a great event where we have speakers and education day on Thursday, where you can come and listen to veterinarians, MDs, practitioners, chiropractors, all kinds of professionals discussing MagnaWave, different protocols, how things work, the machines. Thursday evening, we'll have a meet and greet period where the vendors will be available and you can take a look at the machines and experience what's happening. Thursday education, followed by Thursday night at Churchill Downs, where we go and have a great evening with the MagnaWave Classic race that's run each year, and good food and good time wagering if you choose to do that at Churchill Downs. Friday is a hands-on day for machine owners and practitioners where they can come and learn and get firsthand hands-on training, both small animals, people, and equine or large animal, as you may say. That is Friday. And then Friday night we have a gala. This year it's the Derby Gala for the hats and the clothing for Derby, and again, dancing and a lot of good fun Friday evening. So it's a great way to come meet the family, the MagnaWave family, and have a good time. That's June 13th, 14th, and 15th. Also want to point out to you that we have available for your research, and that is the MagnaWave International Research and Education MagnaWave page. It's not a private group, but it's a group that can be searched. So you can go there and search for a particular indication, a particular thing that you're dealing with, and it'll come up for you to search or to view and to learn from. On the MagnaWave page that you're watching now, we can post a lot of information, like we did the Eagle story and their experiences, but it's not searchable. So once it's down the line, it's hard to find. So on this research page, it's a MagnaWave International Research and Education group. Just go there, ask to join, and we'll put you in it, and you can get a lot of valuable information that's good for you. Okay, so with that, I'd like to go and introduce you to our guests today. My guests are Haley Fisher and Rachel Rice, and they're from True North Equine Services in Maple City, Michigan. And they perform services, they work with people, small animals, and horses, and they're going to tell us a little bit about themselves and about True North. So good morning, ladies. Thank you for being with me.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great. So tell us a little bit about your background, your business, and True North.
Well, we are, Rachel and I have been friends for a while, and we are both certified sports massage therapists for horses. And we really enjoyed doing that. We both compete, but I had been introduced to MagnaWave at a horse show, really liked it. And so we were sort of really dreaming about having a machine of our own, but we were a little intimidated by the cost. And about 2 years ago, my husband was in an accident. He was hit taking down a tree in our yard, and he fractured a couple of vertebrae in his back and broke his arm and had a head injury. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to get the machine. I'm going to rent it. I'm going to see if it does what it says it can do. He's a ski instructor, so we were really, very scared of what would happen for him with his job. And so anyway, long story short, this happened in October, and he was back on the snow at Christmas. So it really did do what it's supposed to for him. So since then, we've been doing massage and MagnaWave in the northern Michigan area, and also humans and small animals, and it's been going really well. And recently we were introduced to a woman named Rebecca Lessard, who takes lessons at the farm that we that we manage. And she is the head of Wings of Wonder, and she's the woman that got us involved with Harlaut the eagle.
So what is it? Tell us a little about Wings of Wonder. What do they work with?
Wings of Wonder is a raptor rescue that's located in Empire, Michigan. And they rehabilitate raptors. And I think they do some endangered species of birds as well, trumpeter swans, but mostly it's limited to raptors. So Rebecca also has an educational part of her organization, and so she has birds that are resident birds that can't be released for whatever reason. For example, because they may be missing an eye, or they may have been injured in a way that makes growing flight feathers impossible for them. So those birds need to live in captivity, and she trains them to be taken into schools and organizations around Michigan, so people can learn about what she does and about raptors in general.
So when you met her, was she with you as a horse client, or tell us a little bit how that worked and how you got to the point to where she wanted you to deal with the raptor?
Sure. So she started taking lessons at our barn, and she is a really neat lady. She wants to know everything about everything. And she came for her lesson one day, and we were MagnaWaving a horse, and she said, well, what is this? What does it do? And we were explaining the way it works and what it does to her. And she said, well, I have frostbite damage, which a lot of us do up here in northern Michigan. She said, I have frostbite damage on my fingertips. Would that help? And we said, yeah, absolutely. So we put the Zoom paddle on the machine and treated her fingers. And this was probably in January, February. It was still really cold here. So she came back the next week and said, this is amazing. I have not had any symptoms in my fingers since you guys treated it. Would this work? Could you work on a raptor? And it was kind of this abstract idea at that point. So, we said, yeah, I think so. I don't see why not. And we talked about it some more. And as fate would have it, Rebecca got a call about Harlaut, the bald eagle, about a week later. He was, Rebecca now suspects that Harlaut may be female. She is quite a bit larger than they first thought when they had the eagle in the intensive care crate. It was a little hard to gauge the size. Male eagles are typically quite a bit smaller than the female bald eagles. There's no real way to know, apparently, until someone lays an egg or doesn't. So it's now suspected that Harlaut is female. So Rebecca got the call about Harlaut. She was fishing above a commercial trout pond here in Michigan. She went down to catch
Harlaut was fishing. Harlaut was looking for food.
Harlaut was fishing, yes. So Harlaut swooped down for a fish and was caught in this protective Kevlar netting on top of this trout pond. So what happened was the eagle was suspended above the pond, thrashing and fighting and kicking water up on itself, becoming more and more entangled, and no one knew that she was there until the morning. So she had spent the entire night in below 20-degree weather, wrapped very tightly in this Kevlar netting, and was encased in ice from all of the water splashing up.
Wow.
So they discovered her in the morning. The workers at the facility were able to cut the eagle from the netting, and then drove the eagle to Rebecca at Wings of Wonder. By that point, after a 2-hour car ride in a warm car, she was still encased in ice, her feet. But the most upsetting thing to Rebecca was that her rear talon had been pulled back all the way, and it had been like that for some time. So there was a suspected fracture or tendon damage at the very least. And it was also swollen with black spots. So there was suspected tendon damage, suspected frostbite, and just, any of the acute trauma that can go along with that. So she called us, and we went out to treat her the next day.
So you went to their facility and
Yes.
performed the treatment there. I've got a video that I'll play, and you can kind of tell us what's going on as the video is playing. Let me put it up. Let me pull it up. Here we go. So tell us a little bit about what's going on at this point.
So this video was from, I think her second treatment. So one of the really important things to Rebecca was that the treatment should not stress the animal. Because with birds especially, you really have to weigh the outcome with the stress that you're inflicting upon them. So that was something that she was a little bit worried about. How are we going to do this? So we decided we have the large wings. So we decided to put the large wings on the bottom of a crate covered by a towel. And she was very, very weak. Rebecca reminded us several times to not get excited because she was in such bad shape. And you can see from this video how compliant the bird is being, which is not typical eagle behavior.
I was going to say, she's letting you do anything you want to do, just manipulate her in any fashion.
Right. So, and I think that what Rebecca has told us is that this is a particularly compliant bird, that we should not get used to this. But you can see he just kind of hides her head, and is letting us do whatever we want. So what we did was a full body treatment for 8 minutes on a very low setting.
So you put the large wave wings underneath the towel in the basket?
Yes.
Okay, not under the basket, but in the basket.
In the basket.
Okay,
yep.
Underneath the towel so it was comfortable to the eagle.
Right.
Okay. And
it did not seem to stress the bird whatsoever. And then after we did an 8-minute full body treatment, we'd put the Zoom paddle on the machine, and Rebecca would slide the Zoom paddle under his right foot, which was especially injured. And we would treat that for 8 minutes as well. And we went out every other day for about 10 days. And by the end of that cycle, he was much feistier.
So much fun. Okay, well, we maybe get into that. Rachel, tell us a little bit how you all communicated with Rebecca as to how it was progressing, and did you have any changes in your treatment during that period?
We just repeated the same treatment. We kind of slowed the frequency down between days. We did every other day, and then we did, we stretched it out by a few days, but we did the same 8-minute full body followed by the 8 minutes of just the foot.
But you did change the intensities. One day you would have a slower intensity, which would be a little higher. Other days a faster intensity.
No, we kept it really low.
Okay.
Throughout all the treatments, because when you're MagnaWaving a horse, it's pretty easy to see them reacting. You cannot see on a bird at all how it's reacting. So just to keep the bird comfortable, we did it just on a very low setting.
Okay. I'll play the other video now, the update. You can tell us a little bit about what's going on here. So where was this video in the treatment process?
Okay, so Harlaut has gotten used to, after the treatment, she goes back into her intensive crate and gets her meal. So we think that that was part of why she was so compliant for the treatments as well. So as soon as she goes back into her crate, this is her meal. And she said throughout all of this, she has maintained a very healthy appetite, which is wonderful.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah. And a further update, and I'm going to ask Rebecca to get another video for us. Harlaut is now in a 100-foot flight pen. Yeah. She has been to the vet who has done an x-ray of the foot, and there are no fractures. And what looked like a really dire situation for this bird has now turned into she is able to completely use her bad foot. So she's been able to fly in this 100-foot flight pen. Rebecca told us yesterday that she actually threw a whole fish into the pen, and Harlaut was able to swoop down, grab the fish, land on her bad foot, switch feet, and was eating with her bad foot. Yeah. So, and the good news about that is that it looks like at this point that she will be able to be released and live a normal.
It's just an incredible story. Now, tell me again, just so because I kind of lose track of it, and I'm sure people watching do as well. How long has this whole process been at this point?
About 3 weeks.
Absolutely amazing to watch what has happened and how how she has improved and be able to be released shortly. I mean, that's amazing. What you've done, how you stepped up to the plate to help out with this. Folks watching, if you have any questions, please let us know. Post your question. We'd be happy to approach it. We certainly appreciate what the ladies have done. And tell me what's happened in the community. Have you got any additional reaction within the local community?
Yeah, we have quite a bit. And actually, we'll tell them about Zelda.
There is another eagle at Wings of Wonder. She's a 3-year-old bald eagle, and we have begun treatments on her as well. They're doing blood tests right now to try to determine why she is not putting on weight. She's just having failure to thrive at this point. She had significant trauma before coming to Wings of Wonder and is missing her left eye. So she is not a releasable bird. But we've been treating her on just a low setting, a full body treatment while Rebecca holds her, because she's much more feisty than Harlaut.
Yes.
And much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And she said after the first treatment, she seemed very quiet for a day. And then the next day she was not quiet and much more lively than her normal self. So she's seeing really good results with treating her as well.
Right. And Rebecca has also said that her friends in the raptor community have been really interested to learn more about MagnaWave. So I would encourage any practitioners that may be around a raptor center to reach out to them, because it seems to be, like we were talking about, a really low stress event for the birds. With so much benefit.
You know, that's a great thought that yes, I'm sure there are specific raptor locations and that around the country. But for example, in Louisville, we have a couple of veterinarians that specialize in aviary. And so they're doing small animals and, small birds and so forth. And that would be a great place for people to reach out to as well. That's a great idea. Thank you for sharing. So you've had good input from the community. What type of questions are you being asked about this?
Well, surprisingly, a lot of people just don't know about PEMF. So it's been a lot of really basic questions about what it does. I think that it's opened a door for us. We work on horses and horse people, but I've gotten more. We've gotten more calls about working on other small animals and people as well. I feel we may have may have limited ourselves a little bit in the way that we've marketed specifically to the equine. So, which was what our interest was. But yeah, I think that this has really been very good for us in terms of broadening the reach.
Tell us a little bit about your facility. You say you board horses. How long have you been doing this, and how many horses are you boarding? That type of thing, and you give lessons as well. What's your discipline that you deal with?
Well, I do reining and barrel racing,
And my background is in dressage.
so we do a little bit of everything. We have a 25 stall facility with an indoor. And it's heated because you really need that.
Have to have that there. Have to have that there.
But it is, we have a nice group. We mostly cater to adult amateurs who really want to enjoy their relationship with their horses. We have kind of an older crew, and a lot of them do MagnaWave and massage. And it's a pretty happy place.
It is.
Yeah.
So you do massage. You mentioned that earlier in MagnaWave. Any other modalities that you use, or are you pretty much at those two modalities at this point?
Pretty much those two. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, and we love the massage, but the MagnaWave has been so great for the horses and for our business.
Okay. Those of you watching, if you have any questions, just post them into the chat box, and myself or the ladies would be happy to approach them. Really, it's been very informative, and I've been just intrigued just listening to what you all have to share and how you've integrated this into your daily practices of working with horses and small animals and people. I think that's fantastic. It's just great to hear stories like this that you can share with us and be successful with. So, looks like no questions coming up. It's been a great almost 25-30 minutes, ladies. Thank you for being with me, and we look forward to visiting again. If you get a chance, come on down and join us at MagnaCon. What a great story.
We'll be there.
Good deal. Look forward to that. So again, from True North Equine, Haley Fisher and Rachel Rice. If you have any questions, I'm sure you could go online to their website. What is your website, ladies?
We don't have a website. We should have one, but we don't. But we do have a Facebook page. It's True North Equine.
So go to True North Equine. You can send them a message at their Facebook page, and I'm sure they'd be happy to react to you and give you some thoughts on what they have done. I think that's okay, right, ladies?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. So again, thank you for being with me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today. We certainly have enjoyed it. Don't forget MagnaCon coming up in June, and if you want to learn more about the Eagle, Harlaut the Eagle story, it will be on the MagnaWave International Research and Education page, so you can search this at any time to learn about what was done and how it was conducted. So, ladies, thank you very much, and we look forward to visiting again. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.